Hi, my name is Nancy Fox. I'm a psychic medium clear and a channel writer prophet, here to channel for you with Jesus Christ our Lord, explaining and very urgent for Nancy Fox to receive her money, her income, her funds are all being stolen for many years, in fact for most of her life. When she was a child, money was put aside for her to do her secret psychic guru mission, and the money has been stolen for 50 years by many people in a laundering ring in LA County and in other parts of America and internationally. And presents came to her when she was 7 years old that she never received, as they were stolen, put aside, and she was to receive them when she was 18. At 17 years old, money came for her that she was to receive at age 18, and her sibling got some sort of control at 17 because Nancy was a minor, and the sister was to give her money when she turned 18 and never did. And she is saying she still has that control, and that is illegal, as when you're 18 you're an adult and you're to receive your money. And at 17 Nancy partied, went to Hollywood, and then got sober at age 18, and then completely sober at age 25, and ever since that day she is sober, in her 30th year of sobriety, and the sister parties and keeps on drinking. So she's drunk, Nancy is sober. And then a dumb airhead wardrobe assistant, who normally Nancy wouldn't slander her, but a wardrobe assistant, Tall Jan, who Nancy saw once a year at a 4th of July party, and worked with her in the 1980s, Calabasas, Aspen View Way. She and the sister conspired to steal Nancy's Son of God White House money and Wall Street money. And the tall wardrobe assistant, Jan, in Calabasas, married to a lawyer in a gated community with a view, who Nancy went there 4th of July parties. That person and the sister conspired to steal Nancy's Son of God money from the White House funds that is Nancy Fox's since her birth, to protect her to do her guru mission. So they plotted this out since 1977 or 1978-79. And at age 18, Nancy was to receive her Son of God money to protect her and save her life, and to work on her spiritual mission, such as going to saint school and catechism and those sort of things. And at age 25, she should have received it, because that is when she got totally sober, stayed sober since February 9th, 1985, and I, Christ our Lord, removed the obsession to drink and use completely from her body, and she felt it pulled from her body, and she felt it lifted from her body. And that was her spiritual awakening miracle, and she stayed sober ever since that day, and that is when she should have received her money to do her spiritual psychic guru mission, and never received a penny. And at age 28 she was to receive it also, to do her guru mission. Here she is 3 years sober, attending ACA meetings to heal her childhood and recover from the verbal abuse from her brother and sister in her childhood. So here she is recovering, healing her inner child that was wounded by her brother and sister, and reading the prophet, mind you, and doing runes readings, tarot card readings she did for fun for herself, and did go for some psychic readings also. So she's a Scorpio who's always been into heaven and the afterlife and spiritual books and meditating and all of this. And that's always been her interest. So advancing to her highest self at age 28, and that is her reading the prophet, going to John Bradshaw, healing her inner child, 3 years sobriety, and that's when she was supposed to receive her money. And that's what the order said at age 17, is when she matures to the proper age, and then she will receive her money. Another order said she'll receive the rest of it, her inheritance they might call it, and the Son of God money, they call it, as Nancy Fox is the Son of God. She'll receive the rest of it when her psychic gift is apparent to the public. And that happened in 2005 when her angel board arrived. And it happened 10 years ago when she was touched by the light. And all the countries have hardwire bugging on Nancy Fox to do her guru mission and to save her life and protect her. And they're the ones who send the money to America for her to do her Son of God mission. And the money has been stolen and ripped off, and it has been ripped off by these two people for 35 years. And that's her sister and Tall Jan, the dumb airhead wardrobe assistant, who stole her angel board job off her front door 2005 October. And that job came because Nancy bought an angel board online from Angel Board Alliance. And she said her and the brother and sister plotted it out that when the Son of God job came, they would steal it. And they did. So they stole her job notice to do her angel board readings with a list of questions and fax lines to leaders. So they stole it all and lied they covered it, and instead, no, they steal it all. They steal it all, and then 2007, a job came, Save Females Internationally, as planned since Nancy's birth, November 4th, 1959, and the mortgage broker Crook, she stole it from 5 places in Westlake Village, and the notice said for Nancy to buy 700 houses. 700 houses for the professional, ethical, honest real estate expert to purchase. You're the buyer. For Nancy to buy the houses and to have a private office where she was working as a real estate agent, and many orders, and $1 million was sent to somebody to cover her and protect the Lourdes on earth. And that was stolen by a mortgage broker Crook, who sent a real estate manager and a title rep in the attic of River Farm Drive even, and sent rapist stalkers 2008 summer, and catnappers on Labor Day, fall 08, and you name it, to talk about the framing of the world of history. What they have done to our medium, Son of God, Nancy Fox, is unthinkable. Then, May 2010, a job came from Nancy's many hours of channel writing, faxing for Nixon, JFK, me, Jesus, and God, and her father, Doug Fox, and others, and Shirley Mancuso and Princess Diana in 2009. So from all her hard work, an additional job came, an additional to the other 2 that she never received that were stolen by Jan and Janine and Linda, Ned, and Steve, and Stan and Steve Stu of Stud City. They rape people, so does Bob Feinberg and Kate Kelly Cathy. They capture people and rape them. They sell humans to slavery to slaughter them, and they capture them secretly. And so that job came May 2010, a 100-page fax to the Royal Crown Plaza LAX Hotel to the front desk. 100 pages for Nancy Fox to Save Females Internationally, and that was 100 pages, and her mom's diamond ring that had been stolen from Denise Fox, 2007, Thanksgiving time. So they sent a White House letter from the Son of God Department in Washington, D.C., with the mother's ring and her 100-page fax, and to go on TV and announce she's stopping slavery internationally. And that was stolen by a DCFS caseworker, the same one that framed Nancy Fox with the sister. And she framed her by planting gin in the garage, buying her a Toyota Highlander car back when the engine blew out, and Nancy signed it off to Toyota. The caseworker bought the car back from Toyota, parked it in the driveway, lied Nancy was isolating. No, she was at Warner Brothers in the wardrobe department working on a feature movie called Expecting Mary. So Nancy was absolutely framed and set up so horribly by these evils, including Jan, who stole the job, barging in and causing drama unexpectedly and showing up at the house where Nancy explained she's just worried of her daughters being kidnapped and raped, because that's what her tips say. And here Jan is doing the peeping Tom to rape them. And she's the predator, violator, kidnapper, rapist, who does peeping Tom and sells people to sex trade. And that's what she does. And she's the one stealing Nancy's Son of God money that's to stop her from murdering families. And she came in and caused drama. The brother lied Nancy was suicidal. The sister lied her psychic dreams were delusions. And bam, they set her up like that. And they're the ones who steal her money, and that's why they set her up. And they are still setting her up. And summer 2010, another Son of God White House medium Nancy Fox job came, and a psychic store owner stole that job, and the caseworker and her conspired that she would steal it and then make a fraud report to the court. And so they steal Nancy's money by making fraud reports, slanderous reports to the court with some sort of fraud lien. And they steal it also by the sister lying. She has control of Nancy's money since age 17. How could that be? She's a drunk and Nancy is sober. The airhead wardrobe assistant is dumb and stupid and dumber than dumb, and Nancy's intelligent, a brilliant department head leader. So how could that be? The mortgage broker is a dishonest crook, manipulator who barks orders And Nancy is honest and ethical and straight shooter. So she's a crook, Nancy's honest. Jan is dumb, Nancy's smart. Linda's drunk, and Nancy's sober. Mary, the store owner, is a witch, and so is Forrest, the full moon Wicca witch, and Nancy's the medium for God, and my medium for me, Jesus Christ. So she's a God, angel, saint. They're witches. Jan's dumb, Nancy's smart, Linda's drunk, Nancy's sober, and these thief sinners are ripping us off. They're stealing her money left and right. And her White House medium job came summer 2010, and the psychic guy owner stole that one. So how many jobs is that? 4. Jan stole it 2005, Janine stole it 2007, and 700 houses Nancy's supposed to purchase for people to live in to protect her and her children. And that's the order, to protect the Son of God, the Lordess Nancy Fox. And how in the world could a drunk have control of a sober person's money? Nancy, an Emmy nominee with an 18-year costume designer resume, a 10-year realtor expert with 3 listings in the LA Times every weekend, running her own business beautifully as a single mother, paying all the bills alone, paying taxes since age, well, always would pay taxes and go to a tax accountant every year. So how could somebody who pays all the bills alone, provides a loan, pays taxes, how could some drunk in Mammoth Lakes say she has control of a person who's responsible and always paid the bills and paid them as a single mom and who's sober in her 30th year of sobriety? How could this sneaky drunk crook lie to banks and rip Nancy off? Rent cash is coming, stop traffic office cash, victims cash, Nancy Fox only. 10 hands are stealing it up to Mammoth Lakes, to Union Bank, to Jan Calabasas, Aspen View Way, to the crook mortgage broker, Wells Fargo, Townsgate Road, to Mary Carr and Forrest, the full moon Wicca witches in Sherman Oaks, and Nene and Seth. Nene's wearing Nancy's size 10 shoe gifts. Size 4 Azure suits are stolen. Food, rent cash, vet money. They're ripping it off, gobbling up See's candy, flower deliveries, ripping them off left and right. How can this go on and on? And this money is, they did this when Nancy was a psychic eye reader. They stole Chin Chin Salad, Maria's Kitchen, $5 Starbucks cards, cash from the White House, $5,000 a week, and $5,000 a week for 10 years has come to her that Jan stole, and $8,000 a week to her for 4 years that Linda steals. It is Nancy Fox's cash for the Son of God, and these crooks rip it off. They're supposed to get $400 a week salary. And I'm Jesus Christ our Lord explaining this again. Nancy quit her psychic reader job in Sherman Oaks 2012, July. August 1st, started her channel writing WordPress business and sent her resume around the world and started posting our channel writing, profit writing on her WordPress. And 5 jobs came that week, and the psychic eye owner stole them from Nancy's post office box. And from room 102 in Sherman Oaks, where she worked, they were shoveling out her stop traffic office money Nancy raised to Jan on Aspen View Way. And the money came from Nancy's faxes all of 2009, 2010, letters and letters and letters, explaining I need a lawyer to sue my brother and sister for slander. Emailing, faxing, money rolling in, and they steal it all, the ones who set her up and slandered and plotted to steal her Son of God money. So then she quit, so they've stolen gazillions, 90 million gone. It's in Great Western Savings on Laurel and Ventura Studio City, and they rip it off, and they're lying. Nancy's business is Medium for God DBA, and that's her channel writing business, and that's what the money's coming for, is her channel writing on WordPress and her faxes in 2009 and her gazillions of letters for stop traffic office money. And it's her money she's raised, and they steal it and run slavery with it and send backwards tips, do plagiarism, rip her off, and lie they wrote it, and then rob her pay that's for her original work. And it goes around in a circle, and it's gone on way too long. It's gone on 35 years, but it's gone on 5 years of money Nancy has earned and raised herself. And it's not Son of God White House money. It is Nancy's money. Victims money, rent money, stop traffic office money, and Medium for God, her profit name money. and that's Medium for God DBA. And they're lying there, Medium for God Incorporated. And they're putting it, laundering into a separate account, lying their assistants. No, they are crooks, ripping it all off. They have nothing to do with Nancy Fox. In fact, she hates their guts. She hates Jan. She hates her brother and sister. She never wants to lay eyes on them or speak to them again. Hates them, has nothing to do with them, has worked her butt off to raise money to sue Linda and Steve Fox for slander. And the money she raises for a lawyer, they rip it off. And Linda's got 1,000 crooks who steal it and send it to Mammoth Lakes. Cash for Nancy to rent an apartment. Lawyer was for her to get Hannah's custody back, and now she's lost 5 years with her daughter because of her evil sister and brother, and Jan, the drama stirrer, who plotted to steal the Son of God money since Nancy was 17 years old. And that's a fact. And they're not stopping their laundering ring. I got 100 crooks ripping it off, left and right. And we've had it in heaven. We are sick of it. Nancy is flat broke, and it's her money. She's worth $900 billion, and that's a fact. Hasn't received a cent because of dumb Jan, the airhead, ripping it off with Linda Fox. Plotted it since 1977. And enough is enough. Here she is working as a reader, sending letters for rent and lawyer money to get Hannah's custody, a lawyer for her mother, and all kinds of things. Comes in, all this cash, stolen by Susie at the front desk, Mimi, Seth, Marion, Forrest, the full moon, Wicca, witch. Even realtor slander checks from Conejo Valley realtors they ripped off. $5 from 1 million realtors around the world for Nancy Fox, a victimized realtor, all stolen by witches, black magic at the Psychic Guy bookshop, ripping off the Son of God, Nancy Fox. And they rip off her business, Medium for God DBA. And she started that again. We're saying that after she quit the Psychic Guy. The next day, that's her deal, that's her business, that's who she is, that's her name. Medium for God is Nancy Fox. And then she registered her prophet name, and she registered it, and she has a checking account. She has a post office box, NoHo Pack and Ship, Medium for God, Medium for God, Medium for God stationery, Medium for God email addresses, and all that she set up before she started the Psychic Guy. That's her prophet literary writing name. That is for writing, and that is for publishing books. And 10 people have stolen her book publishing cash. It has come by Nancy's letters. It's Nancy the prophet, Nancy the medium. She's the medium for God. She does the writing. She's the one doing the work. She sends letters for book deals. She sends letters for rent cash. She sends letters for stop traffic office cash. She sends letters for lawyers. She sends the letters. She does the work, and it's her money. And they steal it all, just shovel it in their pockets, in their little laundering ring. It has nothing to do with Jan Marie Masterman Sobel, or Linda Jones Fox, or Ed Schuyler, or Stephen Douglas Fox, or Mary Cara, or Forrest New, or Nene and Seth, or DCFS. Not a thing to do with them. Nothing. And they steal it all, left and right. Stole Jessica's 21st gourmet birthday cake that came after Nancy quit the Psychic Guy. An award for Nancy for stopping slavery internationally was stolen. They chisel her name off awards and dance around and act like it's theirs. The rah-rah squad, stopping slavery, meeting for God. Ooh, we're Son of God associates. No, they're not. They're a bunch of devils ripping off Nancy Fox. It is not their cake. It's not their See's candy, not their $1 million in flower deliveries, not their size 4 Azure suits, not their size 10 shoes and limos, not their old white Rolls Royce and old white Jag and beige Mercedes, not their gourmet meals, catered meals for associates. Nancy doesn't have associates. They work for the devil in Los Angeles. And I'm Jesus Christ our Lord, and yes, I'm angry, and so is Nancy Fox. Can somebody please get the feds on these crooks? The whole world's angry at America. Nancy's worked her tail off for 5 years and is flat broke. Even a $5 Starbucks card they steal. Rent cash from coffee shops is ripped off. It is her work. She sends the letters. She sends the emails. She's the medium clear. She's the medium for God DBA. She's the channel writer prophet. She figured out how they run slavery in summer 2008. She got the Angel Board 2005. She's worked on her spirituality and psychic ability her whole life.
And it's her job, and she earned it, and it's her money. And it's her money to save babies, children, teens, and mothers. And it's nothing to do with dumb Jan, the dumb wardrobe airhead, or the drunk Linda and Ed, or the janitor in Birkenstock, Steve Fox and Ojai, the hippie, or the mortgage broker, braggy, greedy crook Janine. Nothing to do with them whatsoever, and nothing to do with any DCFS caseworkers. The job, May 2010, is for Nancy Fox to stop traffic at the Department of Child Protective Services internationally. The whole world's a little, you-know-what, angry. They are angry, angry, angry. They're very angry at America for these crooks, these bitches, stealing every nickel Nancy's earning. She is flat broke. She can't do a pedicure. She can't buy a salad. She can't even buy coffee today. She's walking around in the sun, and they are outraged. The order is for her to be in a limousine with a secretary, accountants, a bookkeeper, with a carafe of Starbucks coffee at the front door, with makeup, hair, wardrobe on the news, with a call sheet. And that's the order every day for 5 years. 5 years. The whole world's pissed off. 11 missiles are pointed at California because of this dumb bitch Jan and dumb drunk Linda and Ed and dumb ignorant Steve, hippie and Ojai, and the crook at Wells Fargo and DCF caseworker rat face named Dee Dee, she calls herself. They don't work with Nancy Fox. Can somebody please get them to knock it off and tell the banks, please, we in heaven have had it. Nancy works her heart out. She was fasting for 10 hours at night, 1 in the morning, jumps out of bed to save a baby, and to her also award for stopping doomsday. They are stealing $90,000 a week. That's her psychic pay. That is her psychic pay to save babies, children, teens, and mothers from being trafficked, tortured, and murdered. That is her money she has raised and made and earned with her work to save people. And they steal it and keep murdering. So can somebody please stop the racket off? Her salary right now is $90,000 a week, laundered into a bogus account called Medium for God, DBA Incorporated or something. There are no Sons of God associates. There is no corporation yet. It is Nancy's money she raised to have a corporation, to save people. So the people are outraged. Realtors sending her $5 Starbucks cards, $5 from Warner Brothers. She doesn't even get $5. They stop people from her garage sales, so she'll be dead. They're putting her in her grave because she's broke and she's mad and she's going to die of anger of being so broke. So they're trying to make her homeless and kill her, and I'm Christ our Lord explaining she's going to be dead because they rob her money. So if you're robbing her red cash, you're a killer, and you're killing the Son of God, and you're going to set up a nuclear war attack. She's supposed to live to 107 years old, and that's what the money's for, her longevity, to save people internationally. And that's why it's in America since her birth, for 54 years. And they're not using it for the purpose ever. It's laundered. It's wired $9 million to a governor, to a judge, to senators. It's not their money. It's Nancy Fox's money for her to save the people internationally and to protect her body, mind, and soul, and for her longevity to get her psychic guru work done during her lifetime. And that's what it's for. And it's to save her daughters and to save her mother and to save the animals, and they're gone. So 5 cats are gone. Nancy's going to die because she's so broke and angry. She's going to be dead because of these crooks. This is insane, inhuman. Why are these devils allowed in the bank to steal her income? Anybody in America going to go arrest them and charge them and put the money where it belongs? Because they're going to bomb California. Christ our Lord, we've been explaining this and explaining this and explaining this for a long time. Can somebody rectify it already? What is the problem in America? You lying crooks. You murder families, and you're hindering her workflow. She doesn't have a computer. Everybody's pretty mad. They see her in security cameras. They see her in the crosswalk, and they check her bank account, and they're both overdrawn. She doesn't have a nickel. She's overdrawn in her Medium for God. How can that be? They all call every place, and maybe the White House, and everybody, all the liar, blabbermouth, stealing it lie about it? How can that be when she's got 900 million or zillion in Chase NoHo? Why isn't that linked to her account? That's her money. Anybody out there going to fix the situation and quit the fraud deliveries, getting redirected to dumb airhead Jan and the crook Janine and Mary the witch? They don't work with Nancy Fox. So please pass it on. I'm Christ our Lord, signing off, but never gone, and hope you're not.